Hello everyone, my name is Cam and welcome back to another video by Crochet Creations by Cam. Today I'm going to be doing a beginner crochet tutorial and I'm going to teach you how to make a magic circle and how to crochet into a magic circle. So all you need for this is some yarn, of course, and the way to check what size your yarn is so you know what hook to use is right here on the label in these squares. This is for knitting with the X, and the one that looks like a hook is for crochet. If you see that tiny number up there where it says 5 millimeters, that is the size hook that is recommended to use with this yarn. Today I am using Lily Sugar and Cream Cotton in the color Hot Pink. So I have my yarn, I have my yarn needle, the 5 millimeter, or US terms it would be an H. This is a Clover Amore crochet hook and is my personal favorite just because of how smooth it is and how good the grip is. And then to make things easier for yourself, I also recommend using a stitch marker. This is my favorite kind. I think it's maybe called a lobster clasp, but I could be wrong. It's kind of like a little paper clip looking thing. But that'll just help you keep track of where you are in your stitches. Okay, so to start out, the very basics, I'm going to teach you how to hold your yarn. Put that over there. So, what I do is I grab the end. I wrap the yarn around my non-dominant hand. So, what I do is I wrap it around my pinky from the front, over, under, and then I turn and I go up and over the rest of my fingers. Okay, so with this, it helps you use your index finger to keep the tension on your yarn. Just like that. So, to make a magic circle, you hold your yarn, so again I'll show you, around your pinky, and up and over the rest of your fingers. And then to start your magic circle, I wrap it around my middle finger to make a loop. And then I hold the cross of the loop between my middle finger and my thumb. So that way I can keep using my index finger to hold the tension. So then I'm going to take my hook. I hold it like this. I put my thumb in the grip right here. I hold it like this. Some people hold it more like a pencil, like this, or like this. It's whatever feels the most comfortable for you. But for me, I hold it like this. Then you're going to stick your crochet hook through the loop. Turn it so that the hook part is facing away from you. You're going to grab your yarn, pull it through, and as you pull it through, you turn it back towards you. I'll show you again. Stick your needle through the loop, face the hook away from you, use it to grab your yarn, and as you're pulling it through, you twist. I'm just going to readjust my grip here. Okay, so now you have a loop. Then you're going to wrap your hook around your yarn like this. I go over and under, and you're going to pull it through the loop that you just made. And now, when you let go, your magic circle is secure. And that is how you make a basic magic circle. So you can use whatever stitch your pattern calls for to crochet into the circle, but I'm going to show you what I think is the easiest to start with, which is a single crochet stitch. So, to do that, you are going to go under both your yarn tail, which is this shorter piece, and this side of the loop. So, you have this loop on your hook. I like to hold it to keep it secure. And I stick my crochet hook under both of these sides here. I go under the yarn. This is called the working yarn right here. The yarn on my index finger. You go under that, grab it, and you pull it through the middle of your circle. So now you should have 2 loops on your hook. And the way to finish this first stitch is to go over and under your yarn, and you pull it through both loops. Then you have your first single crochet stitch. So when you look at it, it'll be a V right here. And And to keep track of how many stitches we have, we're going to use our stitch marker. So now that I have my first stitch, I'm going to take my stitch marker and go under both sides of the V and clip it in. And that way I can easily keep track of where my very first stitch is. Hold my yarn like I showed you, and we're going to keep going. Most patterns that I see that ask you to start with a magic circle usually ask you to do 6 single crochet stitches. So we just did our first one, now we're going to do 5 more. So hold your yarn like I showed you, and again we're going to go under both of these, this yarn tail right here and this left side of the loop. Going to go underneath and underneath your yarn and hook it and bring it through to have 2 loops on your hook. And you're going to go over and under the working yarn, turn your hook to pull it through. And when you have a loop on your hook after you complete a stitch, you want to make sure that it is loose enough that your hook can easily slide in and out of it. But you don't want it so big that it looks, something crazy like that. You want to make sure that it's just big enough to comfortably slip your hook in and out. That way you know that your stitches aren't too tight and that when you're making a new stitch, you'll be able to pull your yarn through. So the way that I learned is that when you're first starting to crochet, to make sure that your loops are a good size, just practice taking your hook in and out after every stitch. That way you get to know how tight you need to make the loops. So now we have 2 single crochet stitches, 1 V with our stitch marker in it right here, and then a second V right here. Now we're going to go and make our third one. Let's go in the center of the circle, under both pieces of yarn, go under the working yarn, hook it, bring it through to have 2 loops on our hook, over and under the working yarn, turn, and pull it through both loops. And if it's this tight on your hook that you can't pull it out easy, do that again real quick. If it's too tight, you can just pull your hook and it'll loosen. So pull your hook, pull your index finger, hook, index finger to tighten. So that way you can adjust the tightness as needed. So now we have 3 single crochet stitches, 1 with our stitch marker, 2 and 3, the one we just did. I'm going to do our 4th. I'm going to go under the 2 sides, under and over the yarn, pull through to 2 loops, over and under, and pull up 1 loop. So now we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. So now we have our 6 starting single crochet stitches, 6 V's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You do not count the loop that is on your hook when you're counting stitches. And now we need to tighten our magic circle. This is the magic part. So, just to make sure none of my stitches come out, I'm going to pull up a big loop so that I can set my hook down safely. Then, to tighten, you take this end, right here, that you started with, fold your stitches, you use my thumb, and you just pull. And then your loop will shrink. Until it looks something like this. And then when you're doing your next round of crocheting, you know, because of your stitch marker, that you start in this stitch right here. So when you're going to crochet, say with single crochet stitches into your magic circle, tuck this end behind because you don't need it anymore. And then you go underneath both sides of the V in the stitch where your stitch marker is. The first stitch of your first round or the magic circle round. So again, to tell when you're looking at a single crochet stitch, you're looking for these V's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Again, you do not count the loop that is over your hook. So this is our first stitch from the first round. We're going to crochet into that by going under both sides of the V. And same thing as before, we're going under our working yarn, pulling up a loop to have 2 loops on our hook, and then yarning, or called the yarn over. You put your hook over and under the working yarn, and pull through to have only 1 loop on your hook. And now that we started the second round, we can take our stitch marker off and put it right here in this single crochet stitch that we just made, this V right here. And you do the same thing all the way around. And that is how you make a magic circle. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know what other beginner crochet tutorials you would like me to make for you. Let me know if this was helpful or if you have any questions in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!